with its largest explosion involving an energy equivalent upwards of 2 million tons of TNT detonating. This lake is the world's largest example of a volcanic landform known as a maar, which is essentially a volcanic explosion crater. First, some context. The Devil Mountain Lake is considered to be a volcanic explosion crater, known as a maar. Maars form when the heat from a volume of rising magma interacts with abundant groundwater or ice near the surface. This interaction causes the water to flash to steam. Since steam takes up far more volume than the water or ice it once was, generally about 1,700 times more, it causes an immense amount of pressure to build, eventually reaching a point where it even breaks overlying rock. Once this occurs, the building pressure is rapidly released via a path of least resistance which is almost always upwards, exploding in what is termed a phreatic eruption. Espenberg volcano. This large maar is only a small part of a broader complex of regional volcanoes known as the Espenberg volcanic field, which includes a dozen or so vents including 4 small shield volcanoes, several cinder cones, and 5 large maar explosion craters. Maars are a relatively common type of volcanic feature, often forming craters between 300 and 3,000 feet wide. Some maars are a bit larger, such as the 1-mile-wide hole in the ground in Oregon, but it is generally quite difficult for a maar to get any larger. So, why are the Espenberg maars all unusually large, each measuring more than 2 miles wide? The answer is the climate they are located in. From satellite, you can easily see the sparse vegetation present cold lake-filled landscape, marking a biome of tundra which contains a thick layer of permafrost. This permafrost in the ground when interacting with magma creates an ideal ratio which allows a maximum explosive potential to occur when comparing to all other known biomes such as a desert, hence the large size of these maars. Regional volcanism. In this section of Alaska, intermittent volcanic activity has been ongoing for more than 28 million years, mostly at an active volcanic field to the south known as Imaruk Lake, which contains a large lava flow visible from satellite. The Espenberg maars were preceded by a series of several small shield volcano-forming eruptions approximately 200,000 years ago. These eruptions produced several hundred-foot-high volcanic cones and mile-long lava flows. Then, volcanic activity maar-forming eruptions switched to maar-forming eruptions. The first maar to form in this field was the Whitefish Maar, which originated 160,000 years ago. The North Killick Maar formed next, 125,000 years ago. The South Killick Maar formed 40,000 years ago. The most recent and largest maar to form, Devil Mountain Lake, originated 17,500 years ago. The initial explosion occurred via 2 fissures, one trending west to east in the north with the southern fissure trending north to south. As 9.7 billion tons of rock was pulverized, a towering eruption column was generated, rising up to an altitude of likely 120,000 feet. Then, due to part of the erupted material in the plume being too dense to rise on a buoyant column of hot air, it collapsed back to the ground, creating incinerating several hundred-foot-high pyroclastic flows. These incinerated everything in a 5.5-mile radius, traveling to and entering the ocean 13.7 miles to the north. As ash continued to accumulate, 11 smaller explosions occurred, each carving out additional 200 to 1,000 meter wide craters in the ground. By the time this eruption had ended, not only had a raised rim up to 100 eruption-sized feet high been created surrounding the crater, but 149 square kilometers or 57.5 square miles of ground had been absolutely buried by more than 5 meters or 16.4 feet thick of